and between Mars and Venus is the Earth. And then if you look at the sign for the Earth, it is just like this crosshair, the center of the chart and where everything's in harmony. And I guess it's important to like distinguish the difference between what I think of Earth as the element and Earth as the planet, because to me, Earth as the element, at least how it exists in the chart, is really just talking about the processes of biology, So it's like, it's dirt, but it's also, the process of life itself. Whatever element is happening with biology, that's Earth. Whereas the planet Earth would actually be in the center of this, because that's where we're all at, right? So,
yeah, it's interesting. Because you can definitely look at Earth as an element and Earth as a planet as kind of the same, but kind of different. It's interesting.
right.
With the planet Earth, I would say I would describe that as signifying convergence. Like it's the place where it all comes together, right? And that's exactly how the Neoplatonists and Aristotelians, the medieval Christians, all of them would have seen it that way, that the Earth was the center in the sense that all of the different activities of the celestial spheres come together within the Earth. And then elemental Earth is a bit more specific, I guess you could say, and that it is matter, but it's a specific modality of matter in which there's this kind of completion, you could say. There's this fixity.
It's like, metal is down here,
It's interesting that you've used the Chinese elements as well. That's very interesting, because within the Chinese elemental framework, Earth kind of does something that is actually, I would say, kind of equivalent to what quintessence does, or ether, within the Western tradition, because essentially the way that Chinese alchemy works is that Earth is like the central element, really, and then metal is drawn out of Earth by fire. So you can look at it like Earth is in the middle, and then you've got fire and water, and then you've got wood and metal off to the sides. And quintessence kind of serves a similar purpose within the Western system. And so sometimes it's occurred to me that maybe with the elemental Earth in the Western system, it would make more sense to use a word like stone, right, rather than Earth, to kind of differentiate those. But I don't know, the ambiguity itself also sometimes has a kind of function, so either way. But yeah, with the heart chakra there in the middle, I like that as well, because the heart the heart is interesting with this relationship to, well, Christianity. First of all, the heart is a very central symbolic significance there.
That was one of the things that hit me about a lot of the things that Jesus was talking about. He's always talking about the heart, and I don't know how many times offhand he mentions it, but yeah.